When a woman wants to sleep with you, she won't always say it. She'll show it. Through subtle touches, deep eye contact, flirty banter, and inviting personal moments, she communicates desire. Her actions speak volumes. If you're paying attention, the signs are clear. She wants more than just conversation. She doesn't have to say a word. Her body speaks volumes, and if you're paying attention, you'll hear it loud and clear. One of the most powerful signs of a woman's desire comes through the subtle yet intentional movements of her body. It's in the way she leans toward you when you talk, minimizing the space between you. Her posture shifts from guarded to open, her shoulders relaxed, her legs uncrossed, and her chest slightly tilted in your direction. These signals are not random, they're rooted in primal attraction. Eye contact becomes more than just polite, it lingers. She holds your gaze just a little too long, her eyes soft and curious, maybe even challenging. When she looks away, it's not because she's disinterested, it's often to create tension. And when she looks back, that silent moment of reconnection says everything. Sometimes she'll glance down at your lips, then back up at your eyes, a clear sign her mind is entertaining something more intimate. Her lips might part slightly as she listens to you, or she might bite or lick them subtly without realizing it. It's not just about being nervous. It's a sensual expression of focus and anticipation. When a woman is truly attracted to you, she becomes hyper-aware of her own body, and her movements become slower, more deliberate. There's an unconscious grace in the way she touches her own hair, caresses her neck, or runs her fingers along the rim of a glass while sitting across from you. Mirroring is another powerful cue. She might adopt your body language without realizing it. If you lean forward, she does too. If you cross your legs, she follows. This subconscious imitation is a psychological sign of rapport and chemistry. She's syncing with you. And if she's frequently adjusting her outfit, smoothing her dress, or checking her reflection when she's around you, it's not vanity. It's her way of making sure she looks her best in your eyes. Even proximity plays a role. She'll find ways to be close, standing just within your personal space without making it feel invasive. You'll notice she doesn't pull away if you accidentally brush hands, or she might even initiate that contact herself. These little touches, the accidental ones, are rarely accidents. They're calculated risks to see how you'll respond. A woman who is physically interested in you won't always use bold words or make the first overt move. Instead, she'll invite you to notice her desire through these understated yet intimate gestures. She knows the power of suggestion, and she uses it not with force, but with finesse. Understanding her body language requires observation, respect, and maturity. But once you learn how to read these silent messages, you'll never misread a woman's interest again. When a woman initiates physical touch, it's rarely without meaning. While some touches can be casual or friendly, there's a distinct difference in how a woman touches a man she's physically attracted to. The key lies in the intention and frequency. When she begins to seek out physical contact, however light or seemingly innocent, it's often her way of expressing a deeper, unspoken desire. It might begin with playful nudges during conversation, or a quick tap on the arm when she laughs at your joke. These brief touches are not just reactions, they're subtle tests. She's checking how you respond, seeing whether the touch feels welcome, and if there's chemistry in the connection. If you respond positively, she'll likely do it again. Over time, these little touches increase in frequency and become more deliberate. She might rest her hand on your thigh when seated beside you, or brush lint off your shirt, even when there's nothing there. These are excuses to establish contact, to create a sense of comfort and closeness. Watch her hands closely. Does she find reasons to touch you when she talks? Maybe she places her hand on your shoulder when making a point, or lingers for a moment longer than necessary during a handshake or a hug. A lingering hug, in particular, is a telling sign. When she wraps her arms around you and holds on, just a little too long, it speaks volumes. It's an invitation into her personal space, a space not easily offered unless she feels deeply connected or attracted to you. She might also play with your fingers, fix your collar, or gently touch your face. These aren't gestures of formality or casual friendliness. They're intimate actions. The face, hands, and upper body are sensitive zones, and when a woman feels drawn to you, she naturally gravitates toward them. The way she caresses your hand during a conversation or lightly brushes her hand against yours as you walk side by side isn't by chance. It's deliberate. What's more telling is when she doesn't hesitate to be close to you in public settings. She might lean into you in a crowded space, press her body lightly against yours while laughing, or rest her head on your shoulder during a quiet moment. These actions suggest a level of trust and desire that words often fail to express. Her body language is saying, "I want to be close to you," without ever having to say it aloud. A woman who initiates physical touch isn't always looking for a reaction. Sometimes she's expressing a feeling. She's speaking a language that's older than words, one that's felt rather than heard. When she reaches out, even in the smallest ways, it's often because she wants to be felt in return. And if you're paying attention, those touches tell you everything you need to know. When a woman steers the conversation toward intimacy, it's rarely an accident. It's a calculated and often subconscious way of letting you into a more personal and vulnerable space. This doesn't always mean jumping straight into explicit or sexual topics, though that can certainly happen. It's more about the tone, the direction, and the curiosity she expresses about connection, feelings, and chemistry. She begins to ask questions that go beyond the surface. She wants to know what turns you on, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. She's interested in your past relationships, your experiences, what you've learned, and how you see love. These aren't filler questions. They're her way of mapping how you think and feel about intimacy, and whether your emotional language aligns with hers. You'll notice a shift in her voice when the topic turns personal. Her tone softens, her eye contact deepens, and she becomes more engaged. She may open up about her own past, not in a dramatic or burdensome way, but in a way that says, "I trust you with this." When a woman shares intimate details about her life, especially unprompted, she's creating a bridge between you. She's pulling you into her world, layering the emotional groundwork for something more. Flirting also changes. It becomes less playful and more suggestive. She might joke about how trouble you are, or what might happen if the two of you were left alone. She could casually mention her preferences, fantasies, or comment on something you say with a look that lingers longer than usual. These aren't just witty remarks, they're signals. And the goal isn't always just humor, it's to spark a specific kind of tension, one that invites you to explore where things could go. The conversation may even turn to hypothetical scenarios. Have you ever done this? Would you ever try that? Or, what do you think it means to really connect with someone physically? These questions may sound innocent on the surface, but they're layered with deeper meaning. They're her way of opening the door just enough for you to step in, if you're brave enough to match her energy. Timing plays a role too. These conversations often happen late at night, when guards are down and honesty feels more natural. If she's texting you after midnight, asking about your desires or your idea of a perfect night, she's not doing it for entertainment. She's painting a picture, and you're in it. She may not explicitly say she wants to sleep with you, but when she's constantly leading the dialogue toward emotional and physical intimacy, she's making her intentions known in her own way. It's not about being direct, it's about being deliberate. And when a woman wants more than just surface-level talk, she'll make sure you feel it in every word she chooses. When a woman becomes increasingly available to you, it's one of the strongest indicators of her growing desire and interest. Time is one of the most valuable things a person can offer, and when she starts giving more of it to you, freely and eagerly, it's rarely by coincidence. It's a clear sign that you've captured her attention in a meaningful and possibly intimate way. You'll begin to notice that she rarely says no to spending time with you. She'll adjust her schedule, move things around, and make room for you even when she's busy. This doesn't mean she has nothing going on in her life. It means she prioritizes you above the noise. When a woman is drawn to someone, she naturally wants to be around them, and her actions reflect that. She'll start showing up more often, whether it's in person, over the phone, or through text. Late-night conversations become more common. She might message you in the evening just to talk, or to say she was thinking about you. And these aren't just surface-level check-ins. They turn into deep, personal, and emotionally charged dialogues. She enjoys the energy between you, and she seeks it out. This consistency in contact is a sign of emotional investment and a subtle signal that she's open to exploring something more. Her excuses to be with you also become more creative. She might suggest random hangouts, like grabbing coffee, running errands together, or watching something at her place. These invitations are not always about the activity itself. They're about proximity. The closer she can be to you, the better. When a woman wants to build intimacy, she finds reasons to close the distance, physically, emotionally, and energetically. Pay attention to how she behaves when plans are made. She confirms them, follows through, and often looks forward to them. She may even dress a little differently, more intentionally, when she sees you. She makes an effort, not just in how she looks, but in how she shows up. There's an energy, a spark in her presence, because she's genuinely excited to be with you. What's more telling is that she starts initiating plans herself. She no longer waits for you to reach out. She texts first, calls unexpectedly, and suggests when you should meet. This initiative is important. It means she's not just responding to your energy, she's investing her own. Her desire to be in your space is not passive, it's active and deliberate. This increase in availability is not just about spending time, it's about emotional presence. She listens more intently, asks deeper questions, and remembers the little things you say. Her focus shifts from casual acquaintance to meaningful connection. And in that transition, the message becomes clear. She wants to be near you, not just as a friend, but as someone exploring a deeper, more intimate possibility. Direct or playful sexual flirting is one of the clearest and boldest signs that a woman is not just attracted to you, but open to the idea of something physical. It's different from regular flirting because the energy behind it is charged with intent. While some women may be more subtle in how they express sexual interest, others will use playful teasing, suggestive comments, or provocative humor to see how you respond, and to communicate their desires without saying it outright. She might start with light jokes that have double meanings. If you say something innocent, she may twist it into something suggestive, then smile to see how you react. This isn't just clever wordplay. It's a way to test your comfort level with intimacy and to build a playful, sexual tension between you. Her comments might sound like, "I bet you're trouble," or "I wonder what you're like when the lights are off," all wrapped in laughter, but they're rarely just jokes. She could also start commenting on your body or the way you move. Compliments like, "You smell really good," or "That shirt fits you too well," are laced with more than surface appreciation. She's not just noticing you, she's imagining you. These remarks are designed to draw your attention to the fact that she's seeing you through a more sensual lens. Pay attention to her tone and delivery. A playful woman might make bold comments while maintaining strong eye contact, biting her lips slightly, or leaning in just a little too close when she speaks. These non-verbal cues enhance her words and leave no doubt about her intentions. She's not afraid to express her interest, but she does it in a way that keeps the energy fun and flirtatious, not aggressive. Another form of sexual flirting involves her teasing you about situations that involve being alone together. She might say things like, "You better behave if we end up at my place," or "I don't know if I trust you alone with me." These statements, though lighthearted, are not random. They are carefully crafted hints, ways of planting thoughts in your mind while allowing her to maintain a playful innocence. Some women may also use texting to express this type of flirting more openly. She might send emojis with hidden meanings, late-night texts asking what you're doing, or even outright messages with suggestive content. Digital flirting often gives her the freedom to be bolder, especially if she feels safe and intrigued by your previous conversations. The core of direct or playful sexual flirting is the dance between showing interest and keeping things fun. She wants to see if you can match her energy, if you can handle her boldness without losing respect for her or making things awkward. When a woman flirts this way, she's not just entertaining herself. She's opening the door to a deeper level of connection and waiting to see if you're ready to walk through it. When a woman is genuinely drawn to you on a physical and emotional level, one of the ways she'll express this is by complimenting your masculinity. These compliments go beyond the usual, "you look nice," or "that's a cool shirt." They're rooted in how you carry yourself, how you make her feel, and how she perceives your presence. It's her subtle way of saying, "I see you, I feel you, and I'm attracted to what you represent." She might start by complimenting your voice, especially if it's deep or calm. A simple, "I love your voice," or "you could read the phone book and I'd still listen," may seem casual, but it often holds a deeper meaning. The tone of a man's voice is one of the most primal triggers of attraction for women, especially when it reflects confidence, certainty, and strength. If she's pointing it out, she's likely affected by it. She may also notice your body language, how you walk, how you stand, the way you look at her. Comments like, "You move with so much confidence," or "There's something about the way you look at me," are signs she's tuned into your masculine energy. These aren't just surface observations. They're expressions of how your presence is making her feel on a visceral level. A woman who compliments your masculinity might also point out physical traits like your hands, your shoulders, your height, or the way you smell. These compliments aren't random. They're focused on features that typically represent strength, protection, and sensuality. For example, if she says, "I love how strong your arms look," or "There's something about the way you smell, it's intoxicating," she's not just making conversation. She's flirting with intention, letting you know she's mentally and physically drawn to you. Sometimes it goes deeper. She might say things like, "You make me feel safe," or "You're so grounded, it's calming to be around you." These are powerful affirmations. When a woman tells you that your energy gives her a sense of security or peace, she's aligning you with qualities of a masculine figure who provides, protects, and leads. That's not just attraction, it's desire mixed with admiration. What makes these compliments even more significant is how naturally they come up. She won't always wait for the perfect moment. They often spill out during vulnerable or quiet exchanges when she feels most connected. That's when you know it's real. She's not trying to impress you. She's revealing how you're impressing her, often without even trying. And it's not just about physical power, it's about emotional strength, mental clarity, and how you hold yourself in the world. She compliments your masculinity because it excites her, it comforts her, and it draws her in. Whether she realizes it or not, these words are her way of inviting more closeness, expressing that your masculine energy is something she's not only attracted to, but craving more of. When a woman shows genuine curiosity about you, it's a clear indication that she's emotionally engaged and mentally invested. This kind of curiosity goes far beyond surface-level conversation. It's not about your favorite color or what you ate for lunch. It's about who you are, how you think, what you feel, and what makes you, you. When a woman wants to know more than what the world sees, she's letting you into a space of emotional intimacy, which often paves the way for physical closeness too. She starts asking deeper, more personal questions. She wants to know about your past, your childhood, your first heartbreak, your biggest lesson. She listens attentively when you speak, not just hearing the words, but absorbing the emotion behind them. You'll notice that she remembers the little things you mention, things most people overlook. That's because she's paying close attention. You matter to her, and the more she learns about you, the more she feels drawn in. Her curiosity isn't just passive. She actively engages in the conversation, reflecting on your answers and asking thoughtful follow-ups. If you say something vulnerable, she doesn't shy away. She leans in. She's not judging you. she's understanding you. And in doing so, she's silently saying, I want to see you, not just as a man, but as a human being. This emotional openness is a strong sign of someone who's not just attracted to your appearance, but to your soul. She may also get curious about your preferences, your taste in music, your relationship ideals, even your fantasies. These aren't casual interests, they're signals. If she asks about what turns you on emotionally or physically, she's trying to connect with your inner world. She's thinking about compatibility and chemistry. She wants to know if there's a place for her in your vision of intimacy. When she starts wanting to know how your day went, how you're feeling, or what's been on your mind lately, she's not just being polite, she's investing emotionally. Her interest becomes consistent, and she checks in not just when things are going well, but especially when they're not. That emotional support, paired with her consistent attention, indicates a level of desire that often goes unspoken but is deeply felt. Even her body language reflects this curiosity. She leans in when you talk, makes eye contact, and reacts emotionally to your stories. You'll catch her smiling when you're passionate about something or pausing when your tone changes. That's not just interest, that's connection. And connection, especially when mutual, often leads to intimacy. Genuine curiosity is about more than asking questions. It's about making space for someone. When a woman does that for you, when she actively seeks to know your mind and your heart, it's not just because she enjoys the conversation. It's because she's exploring something deeper, the possibility of being close, the potential of being more than just a passing presence in your life. When a woman invites you into her personal space, it's one of the most telling signs that she feels emotionally safe and physically comfortable with you. This isn't just about location, it's about intimacy. A woman's personal space is sacred, and letting someone into it speaks volumes about her trust, interest, and growing desire for closeness. It's her way of allowing you to see her in a more unfiltered, authentic way. No masks, no distractions. You might notice she begins by letting you into small pockets of her life. Maybe she invites you to her home for a casual coffee, or she asks you to join her while she runs errands, or relaxes in her favorite spots. These aren't just gestures of convenience, they're intentional steps toward closeness. Her home, her car, her favorite cozy cafe, these are places she doesn't share with just anyone. When she asks you to step into those spaces, she's telling you that your presence brings her comfort and ease. At her place, she might let you see her in ways others don't. She won't always be dressed to impress. She's in her natural state, relaxed, barefoot, in her element. That level of vulnerability is a sign that she doesn't feel the need to perform or be perfect around you. She trusts that you'll accept her exactly as she is. Whether she's curled up on the couch with a messy bun or casually sharing a meal with you in her kitchen, she's opening the door to deeper levels of connection. More than just physical proximity, this invitation into her space also reflects emotional permission. She's letting you see how she lives, what she values, how she organizes her world. You get a glimpse into her habits, her style, her scent, her energy. This isn't just an experience. It's an invitation to emotionally tune in. She might show you her favorite books, play her favorite music, or tell you the stories behind things she's kept for years. Each of these small revelations is another way of saying, I want you to know me more. And often it's not just about being in her home. It's about the quiet moments that happen there. Watching a movie together under a blanket, cooking side by side, sharing laughter in a space that feels safe. The more time she wants to spend with you behind closed doors, the more her intentions become clear. Her personal space becomes a stage for emotional and possibly physical intimacy to grow. A woman doesn't invite just anyone into her world. When she lets you in, literally and emotionally, it's her way of moving from public connection to private chemistry. It's her unspoken way of saying, this is where I feel most myself, and I want you to be part of it. That's not just trust. It's deep attraction in its most honest form. When it comes to understanding a woman's desire, words often fall short compared to the subtle, consistent signals she gives. From the way she looks at you to how she touches you, from the intimacy in her conversations to the comfort of her personal space, each sign is a piece of a larger message. She doesn't need to come out and say it. Her body language, her flirtation, her curiosity, and her effort to be near you all point to one powerful truth. She's attracted to you emotionally and physically. The key is paying attention, not just to what she says, but to what she shows. When a woman wants to sleep with you, it's rarely loud, but it is always intentional. Listen with your eyes, trust the energy, and most importantly, respond with respect and awareness. Because real intimacy doesn't begin with action, it begins with understanding.